What's cracking? Let's get into it. Quick, super time. No intro, nothing. Bitcoin, what's up? What are you doing? Let's see. Actually, I gotta look at total market cap. I haven't looked at that. Oh, man. Oh, look at you. Nasty candle. It's been, I guess, I have to do a little bit of an intro. Nasty, nasty price action here the last week or so. I can't believe that it's been since like Turkey Day, since I made a video. Pretty much since Turkey Day has been a very interesting week for me. But whatever, we don't care about that. Care about price action. Oh crap! Let me turn off this thing real quick too. But now, all right. Total market cap. Yeah, nasty price action. There was some Jesus 30% moves in an hour. I mean, it was crazy. I'm sure everybody's seen it. We can pretty much just see the whole market right here. Just insano move. We can even go down to the hour because it literally was almost all during that. And I mean, you have 15% in the entire market cap. Some of these altcoins were down like 30+%. It was crazy. All right. So that was an interesting spot. Let's just go to Bitcoin because, like, whatever. So I'm a little discombobulated here. I was looking at the other screen. I need to focus here. All right. 618. We've had these lines drawn on here for a while. We had the 200. Everything kind of rising up. And this other red one, these are both 618s. One is a 618 from this major structure to the downside. And then the other one is... Here, hold on. Let me clean this up. So one of them is from measuring this, and then the other one is from this side. And it's funny that they kind of are right here, right around the 200 and long-term EMAs. So that's telling me that this is a really serious zone right here. Bulls have to defend this. If they don't, we probably go back into 30,000s and probably deep into the 30,000s would be my guess if bulls do let the bears wick below this region. I would look for a test next to this next red line and somewhere in this range if that did happen. We are getting a decent bounce from price action, so that is nice, right? I mean, this daily, the way it closed is pretty cool. Dips, gets all this, flushes a sheet ton of people out, and the bulls did muster up the strength to get all the way back up here above this whole zone. So that's pretty good. The worst part about it is that it did breach it. Now, this could just be overreaction. I don't know if I don't care about news, but if there could have been some news tied to this, I don't know. But the thing is, we do have a decent reaction, and bulls are trying to defend from this zone with a little kind of indecision hammer and then a little follow through on today's close. So that's not too shabby. And then this first one just opened up like 15 minutes ago. So not too shabby, but man, absolute brutal. Oh boy. So what makes it to where the bears, you got to be real cautious for that downside pressure to come in to maybe that 33. That's where I'm looking for if we do close any dailies below this this zone here at about 42, 43,000. And I do think any price action below this 40, like 6-ish K, 40, no, not even. Actually higher. Like, even, I think if we even wick back below 47,000, we're probably going to test the bottom of this range into this candle, and then that'll be kind of the real good test for the bears to see if they have any strength. Let's measure just this one candle because it is gigantic. And the 618 is also right smack middle of the 618s. What the hell? How hilarious is that? All right, yeah, so again, just adding mucho pressure onto this zone. Bulls have to defend this on the next test, if there is one. I'm not saying that there will be one. No, we don't know shit, but generally, when Bitcoin does make a candle like this, we do get a test into the bottom. It doesn't necessarily mean it like goes below it, but a lot of times we do get tests. And this could potentially be a really good load-up zone if you possibly did miss this one. I don't know shit, though. Don't listen to me. But I would probably use it. as long as we kind of stay above the 200, which will be kind of like rising slowly, right? I guess ever so slowly here. But anyway, I think that below 47 is okay, as bad for the bulls, but above that, man, if it just like kind of stays up here, like it's not too crazy. I do like this 458 close. I'm really putting actually a little bit more pressure up higher, like about 49.5, 49,000. Losing that probably comes into this little range here again. What is up with my mouse, dude? My mouse has been acting very odd. I just lose. What? See, look, right there. I just did it again. What the hell, dude? Sometimes I just lose the finesse of it, or what is it, the DPI? I don't know, whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, whatever. I digress. Basically, that was a test of the Bears to be like, hey, you got this, Bulls? Because the Bears have been doing very well, actually, for the last, the majority of this month. I'm sorry, since we're already in December. Happy December. The majority of November, it was pretty much just working its way down. And then they really got their test right here. Now, what is really good, like we just mentioned, and to hammer in, is this hammer candle and closing the body above this consolidation right here, outside of this little fake out, but outside of most important candles and the averages here. So that's pretty nice. Again, this is actually pretty simple read. Staying above this 618, about 47K, is pretty decent looking for Bitcoin. Let's go to the high time frames. Okay, so all right, so here's where it's a little bit concerning. All right, so this one here, this weekly cutting through all this and going below this trend line is pretty brutal. So the Bulls, they've got 6 days now to get back above 53,000 pretty much. It's like 52.5, whatever, 53K. If they do not do that, I do think that really opens the door of retesting some of these lows down in this area. An open and close below the 21 EMA has pretty much led to lower prices almost every time on Bitcoin. And also to the upside as well. It works both ways. Not every time because nothing's 100%, but let's scroll back and look just to give some examples. Looks like we got to go back right here. Here's one. Then there's a big ass candle, a 33% one. Here's this one's kind of splitting hairs. Is this open and close? I mean, close is probably close enough, but let's just say it's not. Even though it is closed below that in the mama, whatever. Let's say here's one that did have lower prices, but did have a rally above it before returning, and this is a pretty good rally too. It's a 40% rally, so. But it did end up still selling, even to make the low end of the range. It still ended up losing another like 7-8%. Oh, let's go back a little bit more. Here you can see when we have a similar posturing where we get a nasty candle in the last bull cycle, and we did a little hammer after that. We rallied up into it. And again, actually, I'm digressing from my point I wanted to make, which is just closing the 21, the open and close. And now this one did initially make a little 25% pump before making lows after a little fake out rejection. So, there's one instance where it's kind of not quite. It did break the trend line, but not quite just based off that. But again, that's why you never use just one indicator. But it did end up marking kind of the end of the trend overall, the macro trend. And same here, too. We've mentioned this before, and I've probably done this in a video before. It just really threatens the whole macro view when you have bears allowed to open and close a candle below the 21 EMA. And even in the most recent example here, you can see it happen. And it took a while for the bulls to actually reassert their dominance. So maybe we're in a very similar posturing here. No one knows shit, of course. We are still above the mama, which is really funny that the mama and the 618s are literally all three of them, how you can draw the major ones, are all right here between about 44 and 48, which, has been an area of interest for a long time. So that's pretty much all I'm watching right now. I'm going to let this week go by before I really think about putting on some serious positions, which I am thinking about because this could be a potential really good spot for buying the dip, or however you want to say that. Let's go look at futures. Let's see. Futures probably don't have that many below 21. Yeah, it's not really gonna. It's not been around long enough for the weekly. Look at that daily indecision. Doji on top of a horizontal, previous horizontal we've had drawn at 48,885, and also the 200. Very interesting. We can carry that over to that about 47,000, and even on the higher end, the 49-ish thousand that we were looking at for the test, like losing 49, probably go to 47 pretty fast, and then you got to question this little rally. But with the futures, it looks like they're also saying that that level, pretty much about 49,000, is extremely important. So bulls better defend 39K is what this chart's telling me. It's going to get gnarly. All right, ETH. This is an absolute insane wick. I mean, we can we can pull out this box here that I've been watching for a long time. Goes into it, even a little bit past it, all the way to 34 and change, to the VWAP anchored from the low in this cycle right here, and last summer, or this summer, sorry. Not last summer, but this recent summer, and very aggressively bought up. I mean, this is like 90% of the candle, and this is also very important too. Like Bitcoin closed above that previous range. It is noteworthy that this body did come up and I guess technically make a higher low, although it does look pretty nasty. But the last couple days, very nice close. Today on this candle with follow through, I do like that for the bulls. We got a little sloppy, super straight sideways EMA, so that's a little bit concerning to me. That is not really showing huge dominance yet on either side. It's very neutral. And until Ethereum really gets out of the range, which is kind of funny, it's the same range from the last video, which what the hell, even with this big ass tail over here. As long as it's kind of in this little like 3,900 to 4,500, it's really just consolidating. And if that can kind of just keep making newer highs and higher lows like we technically are on closes, I mean, this could be consolidating for the upside. You could definitely make an argument for that. And all I'll be watching is just holding on and waiting, because we're going to get resolution this year. We'll see if we get our Christmas rally, Santa Claus rally. That's generally a thing in most markets. It does not happen every time. It's just the vast majority of times. If you recall 2018, that was a pretty brutal winter for both crypto. I believe that's when it really started. No, wait, hold on. For markets, it was super brutal. And markets, oh God, yeah. And also in 2018 as well, super brutal for Ethereum, down almost 60%. We were already in a very clear downtrend by then, so it's a little bit different posturing, or pretty much opposite posturing, but we just have to kind of wait and see. I'm not really getting too eager to take positions here still, and I know I've been that way for a while. I've been doing little kind of short-term trades, but like long-term stuff, I just really want this to get resolved, and we're kind of just lollygagging around above this 3,900 handle, and bulls are supposed to make price go up, and they've had over a month now to do that, and they're not doing it. So you got to question the strength of them at minimum. Good thing is, though, based off just basic biatch TA, we are coming up to resolution, which is funny, pointing almost right to Christmas Day. Eve, Christmas Day, at the end of this formation here, so, or potential formation. Obviously, anything can happen. It can break out, but bears do have dominance on the daily DMI. They have it also on RSI. We are below the mama. There's this gigantic shadow, so it's I think it's also crazy just to be super moon boy in it right now as well. So just kind of hurry up and wait mode. Futures, see if they got anything for us. I need to get through this video faster. All right, speeding it up here. Nice, decent weekly close. I guess above the 10, not really much there. It's trying to hold on to the trend. 3,900 handles also the number to watch, or the range to watch on Ethereum on the futures. Nice candle on the, I will say this futures candle is actually pretty decent for Friday. And then now, but look where we came up to, right at 44. Major resistance at 4,400 on the futures. ETH micros actually just came out today, although I don't think retail can trade them yet, but here in the next few days I'm sure they'll allow to do that. Careful. What I hope that they don't let people just go long. I don't think that they will. I think that's an old thing that just happened when Bitcoin futures came out, which is really hilarious. You literally could only go long. I was like, oh, well, this has got to be the top. We'll see. This will be cool because they're a tenth the size of one Ethereum, I believe. I believe that's what it is. We'll see when they come out here soon, or you can go to the CME and check their specs. We're not going to waste time and do that here. Anyway, 3,900 is also kind of the bottom of this little fat distribution node here. After that, you got 38, and then it kind of free falls, which we kind of did see technically. Like, we're not seeing that right now on futures, but we did see that, obviously, on spot price. Litecoin ain't doing shit. I don't really like this chart. This is showing likely continuation to the downside. We didn't get a nice daily close. This is pretty gross. Anything back below 150, this thing's probably going to get pretty ugly. Let's turn off this dang. I don't need that on all of them. Wow, Ripple, look at this. Ripple went right to the other side of the range. The TA voodoo works once again. We bounce hard off of that too. Very gnarly. And you can see even here, breaking into the range, comes back, tests it exactly, rolls over, and got the support. Now look where we are, though. Rally, up, no follow through. Tries to hammer out, no follow through today. I'm sorry, it tried to hammer out today. Yesterday just got continuation to the downside, and now we're struggling to even get over the 377, which is at about 84 pennies. So not so good on Ripple. Big moves here. I mean, these charts are these are not good charts on some of these altcoins. Like, this is absolute garbage chart. I mean, it's looked pretty shitty for the last few weeks. But now look at all these EMAs stacked right here. Bulls have got so much work to do. They have got to get back above 35 pennies on Stellar. Pretty nasty chart. And look what you can see right here. The bears, I guess, are bulls. You could say gave a warning that they're kind of weak at this level here, where you get up into the 40s, the like lower 40s, around 43. Then you got immediate rejection here. So bears are saying, nope, we own this zone. You get close to it again right here at about 43, rejection again. You get one right here. It was like, oh, it's going to make it. And then intraday, you try to break this, and then you end up closing all the way back down below all of these lower highs. And even this entire candle itself, this breakout candle. Candlestick analysis is very powerful, and it really just takes a lot of chart time. You just really have to keep looking at them, I feel like, is the thing. It's kind of like reading the tape. You just have to like really just keep doing it. There really isn't like a cheat sheet or nothing to that, but just like most things in life, there usually isn't cheat sheets. So anyway, massive resistance right here in the mid 30s. It's going to take bulls a lot of power. Now, if they can get back up here and close, like it probably going to need like 2 weeks of some open and close above 38 cents to repair this damage here. ETC absolutely murdered all the way to 28. We've been talking about this garbage chart after this failed breakout for a while. It never got any strength. ETC just pretty crappy, man. And same like Ripple Me Nipples, we're just barely holding on for dear life at the 377. So not super great. Oh, this is gross. This is nasty. I don't like this at all. Sell off, continue, just further continuation. Bears even got to, on today's close, Bears even got lower than yesterday's close. So that is not good. Sub $30 on this. Pretty much don't want anything to do with it to the long side. ADA is trying to. This one's a little bit better because at least you have the body. Closes are very important, so at least you have the body. And it's weird. I don't really know why. It doesn't really make sense to me, but they are. And so the close is above here, and this looks pretty good. This looks like it might want to stab up to like 150, 153. But I mean, I guess hold on. It doesn't look very good. It looks okay holding on. It looks better than some of these other ones trying to support in this base zone, but still questioning these trends. Very much I am. Nasty. Don't want nothing to do with this below 20, 21 bucks. Don't even care. Don't even care about this one either. Below like 350. Yeah, maybe it pumps up here to like 354 bucks just out of nowhere. But man, this is some damage, y'all. This isn't no joke. Even on the weekly, you can see this weekly close below this consolidation range. This thing has been in a consolidation range for 300 plus days. And this is crypto. This isn't even regular markets. That's significant. The only thing I think bulls can do to get this out of bear mode for a lot of these coins is they have to rip faced at past these zones and turn these into false breakdowns. Because otherwise, I do think we're kind of gearing into maybe some darker times for crypto. But what the hell do I know? Not so bad here, 440. A little bit better, but it's still in the range, I guess, technically. So it looks a little bit nicer. As long as it's holding about 417, 420. Hell yeah. Looks okay. But man, just so much resistance. I mean, this is just, it's continuing to just take, if it's so bullish, then why the hell since that sell-off in May or some of these coins not doing anything, you know? Let's see if Craig Wright, being the real Satoshi, could hold these gains up. At least apparently that actually, it certainly did. It actually continued to rally another 13%. It was announced right here on these candles, some court case that I don't even know. My friend texted it to me. He loves BSV, and I don't really know. Apparently they're saying it's proving in court he's Satoshi, Craig Wright, that is, whatever. This looks like it's getting a little bit tired though. Right here we've got all this higher price action on the crack time frames. Kind of losing the momentum. Anything back below 144, I'd look for a pretty significant pullback on this, especially since it's like news driven. To be fair, since news doesn't really matter that much, to be fair, we did cut through all the EMAs installed right on the mama. So that's pretty interesting. Above 144, BSV might be trying to take some people's lunches, man. So that's interesting. Very interesting. All right, XMR, dude, terrible. Just so, I mean, terrible. It's embarrassing. We're even closed below the 55 EMA on the weekly. That is brutal. This thing's garbage below like 210, 220, nothing. ZC trying to hold on right at a critical area. Anything back below like 169, hell yeah. It's terrible. Maybe a move back to like 140 if we saw that breached, but a little bit. Actually, this, to be fair, ZEC's got a way better chart than most altcoins. Interesting. We're even above this little pump high, or like right at it. All right, so this is one of the better charts that I've seen out of the ones we usually look at. Interesting. All right, Dash. Bleh. Bleh. Ugh, damn it, Dash. Sub 150, you got to question the strength of the bulls on that one. Big Doge, oh no, Doge has looked like absolute shit for a while too. Bearish pressure for a long time. You know, that's what happens. People are just like, oh no, it's to the moon forever. It's like, well, the EMAs, everything is pointing down, you know? It's just like, wait, what? It looks real good right here. This looks super sexy time. I was getting ready for this thing to pump to the moon, but nope. Just kidding. Bear said, no, suck it, bitch. Anyway, we come back. We breached actually, wow, 13.5 pennies. We actually breached this level here. Oh, shit. Whoops. I accidentally hit spacebar. I was trying to hit control. We actually breached this level here just by a little bit and then snapped real hard. Now, the interesting thing is, and the kind of crappier thing is that did make a low in this whole structure. Yeah, 15 pen. Man, any wick back below 15 pennies on Doge is going to probably get really brutal. Like, brutal. All right, man, we're already 25 minutes. Holy shitballs. All right, let's go. We're not even to the Hex absolute murder fest. What the hell, Richard? How could you do this to me? Went all in. Sold my grandma's Lambo that she bought with Dogecoin. Bought right here. And now I'm poor. Richard would never dump on me. It's just a bullish pullback, guys. It's only down 75%. It's just a bullish pullback. You know, to be fair, though, if you did buy it at any point in time before the last 130 days, which will, you know, for people that suck at math, before July 4th, if you pretty much bought it before July 4th, you're at minimum up 50%. So that's the funny thing about crypto, man. It's like, even though it's down 75%, which is absolute bananas, batshit crazy of a move, even if you just bought it before 4th of July, you're still up 50%. So, pretty wild. Now, yeah, you might be real pissed because you're not up, 500%, but, whatever. 50% is still pretty good. Just gave up 90% of your gains. Hodl, bitch. Anyway, the weekly on this is actually coming into this trend line and sitting on the 55. Let me drag this to the next one. Oh, snap. Is that the same trajectory? Because I don't want to change it. Is it that one? Yes, it was that one. Sometimes it moves it a little bit funky. Isn't that one? That doesn't look right. Man, I am being very anal and OCD about this right now. Anyway. Weekly is still, this is actually an interesting spot. This might be okay. This might be a little buy zone for Hex. Maybe look for just a little pamp up to, 18, 26 cents, somewhere in there in that big range. Mama's got a lot of resistance here at about 30, upper 20s. So, Hex, I'm going to put that on the watch list. Oops. Here we go. All right, traditionals. Oh, my God. It's been a while, so whatever. Chop Fest 3000. Just hanging out here in the range. Not a surprise. This is a big move. Market's digesting. Where will we end? To 0. No, I'm just kidding. 3 hour. Ooh, major resistance here. We are attempting to make a higher high here, but it's pretty weak sauce. It technically is by like a couple of points, a few points, but man. Damn. I guess technically it is. So, it's just right here at the mama and the all-time VWAP. Sorry, just kind of reading the chart a little bit. It's just, man, I don't know. It really needs to get back above this 46, like low 46, and it'll start looking good again. I'm hoping this doesn't turn into just a little fake out for the bulls. Right here getting rejected today off the 21. Now getting kind of manhandled by the 10 after hours. Bears don't have dominance on the daily yet, though, on DMI. So, it's worth a little bit. It's worth a little bit. NASDAQ, same thing on the 55, just a little bit uglier. Man, my mouse is doing it again. What the hell, Corsair? Bullshit. Anyway, 16,000. Look at that. I can't, like, it's jumping. It looks like my frames are probably messed up on my mouse, but it's just, dude, what the hell? You buy these nice things and they don't work that good? What the shit? All right. 16,000 below that. Meh. But above, I guess 15,000 period, this whole handle is kind of interesting because it could even dip all the way to the lowest part of 15,000 and you're still above this. And let's go to the weekly. You can kind of see where that sits at. Yeah, and see, that would still even be a higher low on the structure. So that's interesting. And that would freak a lot of people out going below here. That would be interesting. Or just like wicking down here. I mean, not going below here. There'd be some warranting for getting a little freaked out if we get a close below there. Dow, let's zoom in. Man, daily right up here. It is making a higher close, so that's a little bit good. And it did gain back its 55, so that's kind of cool for the bulls. Man, right to the trend line. And the mama, though, just like ES, just like NASDAQ. I mean, we're below it, so that sucks. We're well below. Russell's saying, nah, we ain't done. Russell's a little bearish here. We did try to get up here, but look at this, man. Every time we get right above the 21 EMA, we have given it up. So that's a good benchmark if we can. Oh man, lower high, even low. Let's not turn this into a really long, drawn out descending triangle, which would actually push to the end of this week. That would be pretty nasty. Yeah, this is kind of set up for another test back into the 2180-ish range, maybe even down here, and see if bulls can defend this low again. But we start breaching 2160 again, we're probably will break down from this little short consolidation structure here. Conversely, to the upside, oh, where was that weekly at? Oh wow, right above it at 2230, which has been a very important number 2, which is also right around EMA zone. Man, yeah, okay, so this is actually pretty bearish still. I don't see anything standing out too much until we see a little bit different posturing in this setup. Like bulls tried to make it, or they did make an even low. They didn't really make a higher low, and so that's not definitive enough for me, because from even lows and lower highs like we're making currently, that's how you construct a descending triangle. So, and if you don't know what a descending triangle is, it's exactly that. It's something like this, right? That's why I said this one will be like a long, drawn out one. But anyway, we start closing back above here, 2220s, and then yeah, maybe we get a test up into here. That would probably be warranted. But right now we're kind of just doing the same little mark, little liquidation breaks before continuation. So let's see what happens. And it's going to do this and go up and down. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. No, that was retarded. Anyway, hold that 2160 area, man. If we go back below that, I think we could get another little flush wick down, maybe even all the way down into 2050-ish. Nice bounce for Dow. So this is actually boding a little bit well for the bulls. Initially, we do need a little bit more because we don't like to see rejections at the camel hump on the mama, which is exactly where it did, and also this range that's right here in the purplish background. So we start getting up into here, though, I would feel a lot better about the market turning around. VIX, look at what VIX is doing. This is also has me concerned about these rallies. VIX only went down 11% today. Generally, if markets are going to correct off of some emotional selling or something like that, if it was just some BS, I know everyone wants to probably put a mirror whatever cron new thing on there as the reason, which reasons mostly don't matter. Anyway, I digress. VIX is still holding. It's posturing above all its EMAs. That's interesting. Now, yeah, we start breaking back below 25 on VIX, then that starts putting in that general narrative where, that was bullshit. We could just rally up and be all good. But this is interesting that VIX is staying inside of Friday's volatility and also the beginning of the week's volatility, too. In VVIX, came right down to the EMA and the breakout level. It needs to be where I watched at about 140-ish is where I watch for, you got to be real cautious for gigantic random spike moves. And that's generally where they happen is when you are above this upper 130 area. And so the fact that we came right to it and closed, that's interesting. It did close on the lows, so that is 1 point for the bulls. So I mean, to carry that forward. Again, the bulls still need to do a lot of work to kind of get this back going. All right. Oil, just chilling. Look at this, right up on the... Ooh, interesting. Oil. Damn it. Weekly doesn't support it. Man, this is an interesting spot here for oil. I might take a little short stab on this, just looking for like a buck or so. Maybe two, since volatility is higher. This is an interesting little pattern here, and let's zoom in. Okay, this, maybe not. Let's see. I'm going to wait a little bit, but if this fails back down below this trend line and we start threatening this candle right here, then I'm definitely thinking about doing that on any rallies. Right now, bulls might be trying to pump this thing back up to what would be a reasonable target, 21-ish EMA above this little section here at about 72 bucks. Yeah, man, interesting chart though. A lot of resistance right here around $70. Yeah, because it's supposed to be cold, or not cold, an uncold winter. Is what this is just, I mean, it's been 80 degrees here in Austin, so Jesus Christ. Anyway, nasty moves, selling. I guess nat gas, no one wants to buy nat gas or use it that much when it's 80 degrees. Even my sister lives in Colorado, and you know, she was even saying it was like 50 something degrees up there, which is pretty hot for, you know, all things considered. Another thing concerning for volatility and random pump moves. Oh, and on this, sorry, I just kind of skipped over. On this, there is some really good support between about like 320 and 350. So that I'm looking at that as a potential long trade. Because I do believe last year the early part of the winter was kind of mild before we got slappeth. Bonds. This is the other chart that's very interesting. Higher highs, higher lows. Reset on all the oscillators right above a consolidation zone. The mama has fully pretty much erect momentum. DMI, I mean, the bonds look like they want to break to the upside. The most resistance you got is this weekly 55, which has been very well respected in this downtrend. But man, this looks like it wants to come and test like up here at 165-ish is what this looks like to me. What would change my mind on that? Pretty much any price action back below 160, 120. I'd start like another point lower. I'd start to question that because we're not really getting the same thing on notes, although I'm sure people are going to say this is maybe like inverted head and shoulders building up, which it could be. As long as it's holding about 130-ish flat, looks pretty good. TNX, absolute murder fest. I mean, brutal. Yeah, this is pretty gross. I mean, it did come to this breakout zone. Bulls have defended it. They did a good job today. Banks were up really high today, so that's probably a culprit to this. Back below 138, 137, kind of like the tail on this candle. I'd be questioning the rally here, but definitely some work needs to be done here. This is almost an M pattern, an inverted W. You know, if you kind of looked at it this way, like that, and you did like a measured move. So, you know, I mean, the candlesticks are implying we're getting a pretty big move down in rates. And that's interesting. So there's just some funky charts, man. I'm not totally on board with the idea that ES and stuff is just totally in the clear. Euro, dollar, obviously is kind of just consolidating here. There's not really much momentum going on anywhere. Not until we get back above like 96.5. or below 95 half. Euro, same thing. Just kind of, it's trying, but not really no momentum. Just kind of chilling, just consolidating. Same with DAX, consolidating on the lows. Nothing really to see there. Shanghai is actually trying to break out here. This is interesting. Kind of a nasty close today, but the candle, I mean, the EMA setup is very nice on this level here, too, at the trend line cross, the mama. I mean, this is pretty good. I would only start to change my mind on this if we start taking out about 35.50 Shanghai power. The Shanghai stock market power, I guess. All right, nice bounce off gold here on the daily. I like that. This is a very weird chart for gold. I mean, pump, dump in your face, pumpy, dumpy, dumpy. The weekly, man, just chop consolidation fest. It's kind of hard to believe this is like a weekly chart. Just even the monthly, look at this. Just the monthly really shows it. Just this squeeze, man. Squeeze. Look at these EMAs, how close they are together. Just squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. And we're probably going to get a move fairly soon on gold. If we wick back below 1760, man, I think it's going to be pretty shitty for precious metals. And the way they're acting right now, no follow through. That's kind of a little bit of a concern. Yeah, silver, man. Major resistance now at 24 bucks. Is this, yeah, I don't know. This is a weird pattern now. It's like it was looking like an inverted head and shoulders with the breakout, false breakout. What happens after false breakouts? Quick moves in the opposite direction generally. What do they usually do? They target the other end of range. Where's that range? Here we are. This is a perfect example of that. Even kind of has like a mini head and shoulders on the head and shoulders. Kind of funny. And now here we are back in this zone. So I guess it's okay as long like this candle right here is telling us that the bulls are like, nah, we're okay right here. Anything back below 22 bucks though, oof, man, we're probably going to 21 minimum. And I do think that brings the 377 EMA into target, which is sub 20. Platinum kind of just consolidating. I mean, it's in the same position as silver. Chart-wise, sitting on its weekly 21, right on this little 886 full extension zone of this move. If bulls are going to take it up from here, it's going to happen very soon, and they will not let it go back below this wick. Below this wick, I think, breaks this here, and then we probably go, man, we probably target like this range here, another 100-ish bucks lower. Back above, though, 950, I mean, I think 980-ish very easily, and just kind of see how these candles set up. Maybe we get a test into the mama because it's coming aggressive. Excuse me. Down aggressively. Oh my god, no wonder I'm yawning. It's a little later than I thought. Already almost 7 o'clock. Damn. Oh, that means it's been 40 minutes. Oh my god, those. All right, we gotta hurry up, dude. Palladium actually getting some love, looking more like a reversal here on Palladium. Looks pretty good above about 1,800, a little bit lower. Not too shabby. GDX, nice bounce for today. I do like that for conviction of bullness in PMs, so that's cool. Where is this happening at relation to price? And to define that, I will be using Fibonacci. Perfect. I like that a lot. Ooh, get back above here, like 31 bucks. We probably stab up here to about 32 half, then see what happens. Yeah, not too shabby for GDX. All right, how about J? GDXJ. Man, look at this, right on the dang trend line. Major support here at 40 bucks. Anything below 40, bleh. And I think that's it. Yeah, nothing there either. All right, final thoughts. Bitcoin, decent setup. I like this. I like this so far. The thing that's just ugly is obviously this tail going out between all this. But, man, as long as we're staying above about 48-ish, really like that 47 to 49 range is kind of where we can play around for now. Like, that's going to get ratcheted up, I think, over the next few days. But really, 47, 49 9-ish, we're okay. Bulls are actually doing a fairly decent job. Anything, I just think, and also on the bear side, anything back below 47,000, even a wick below it, man, like I think is going to be lower prices over time. And the wrap up for ETH looking a lot better. No surprise. It's been showing relative strength for a long time. Everyone's excited about the super halvening or whatever, all that crap next year. But we just got to get out of this range. This damn 4,000-ish. It's really 3,900 is really the number on the downside. And I would actually consider the number to the upside currently at about like 44 or something. So really like 39 to 44 is kind of the range. Bulls right now are saying they're attempting to continue to the upside here, especially making this technically higher low close. But we are stalling at major moving averages and the EMA. For me personally, I'm not going to be full bull boner until we get an open and close weekly above this swing high here at about 4,600. All right, guys, much love. I'll see y'all guys next time. Have a awesome Monday. Peace.